Hey, what's up and welcome back, treasure hunters. I am Joe, the treasure hunting dad, and I primarily go to thrift stores, but also estate sales, flea markets, and anywhere that I could find valuable items for a drastic discount so I can flip them online, either on my eBay store, Etsy, or a couple other marketplaces. So today I'm here to show you some treasures I recently found at a couple different Goodwills and Savers around in my area. So let's take a look at these treasures and see how much profit I think I can make. So I actually have kind of a wide array of stuff to show you today that I got over the past week or so. And I guess the first thing here I'll show you is this piece of art pottery right around the brink of antique, I guess. And when I picked this up, I got this at a Goodwill and it was priced for something like $3.39. There is no mark on the bottom, but I can tell it's old just by the feel and also how, crazed it is on the bottom. I initially, when I first saw this, I'm not an expert in older art pottery, but I thought this was Roseville Donatello, I think it is, which has the same coloring with the relief work. But when I looked further into it, they do like primarily a certain type of, I don't even remember what it is, but it's they don't have these like swans and trees and stuff. So then I did an image search and found that this is actually Weller. Both are in Ohio, and this is an early Weller piece. I believe it's called Clinton or Clifton Ivory line, but good find either way. It's not in absolute perfect condition, but there are no thing you gotta look for. Like if it sounds real dull, there's probably like a big crack in it, but there's no big cracks or anything. There's some crazing and kind of just normal wear with age. So really cool piece. I come across, antique early Weller and Roseville and every once in a while, but most people around here don't donate that stuff because they know what they have. It usually, I imagine, gets donated when it's passed on or inherited or, somebody passes away, and there's a lot of leftover stuff that people just don't really know what it is. So I should be able to sell this in the probably around $50, I would think I would price this one at. So this next piece I picked up at a Savers for $7.99, and I was about to leave empty-handed, and I always check out the toy sections in the back corner. So I always walk back there to see if they have any superhero toys for my son, or my daughters are into different kinds of stuffed animals and stuff. And this was on one of the carts they were getting ready to put out. And I wasn't sure if this was a piece of studio pottery or not at first, but when I took a closer look, it is definitely a piece of studio pottery, kind of just a very large, heavy, abstract teapot. I guess this is supposed to be like a mushroom or something, but you can see it's really unique. That's what caught my eye about it, is just how different it looks. I don't believe it would be a functional thing to use. Handle, it's just got like a braid vine feel to it, and the whole thing looks kind of like a flower or whatever. And then here's the bottom. There is a faint mark on this, but I can't, it's like impossible to read. All I see is a B in it. So finding out, I did post this. I didn't get any responses to who might have made this. But whoever made it was definitely a good artist, like potter. It's just uncovering who it might be is kind of difficult. But just given how different it is, colorful, well made, and it's not damaged, I'd probably price this around $100. Next thing here is another piece of pottery. This is actually Italian, like mid-century Italian pottery, and it has just a little made in Italy sticker down here. But anytime I see, it's hard to read because it's like just a embossed kind of silver sticker. It does have Italian writing on it and FACS. I tried to do a couple searches around this. I didn't find any vases that looked just like this, but I saw some fairly similar pieces. And this was $3.99 at a Goodwill. There's a smallest little nick right here at the top. It's the only thing wrong with this. But these were selling, this type of pottery was selling anywhere from $50 to $150 and more, depending on like how big it was and elaborate or whatever. But seeing this is a smaller piece, but it has a pretty cool design. Just given it's a smaller piece, I'll probably sell it for our price at around 50 or 60 bucks. Here's a piece I found at Goodwill. This is Japanese style, kind of like a Unomi, but I forget the name of for the actual little cup, or the cup instead of the bowl, or I think the Unomi is actually the cup, and I can't remember what the bowl is, but it's really well made. Has a really cool glaze and like metallic glazing to it, and like kind of sparkles and inside there. And then there's this figure here in the front, and this is the only marking on the whole thing. There are no marks that I can see on the bottom. This is the only thing that maybe someone could help me identify it from, but these are really nice pieces of Japanese style pottery, sell pretty well. I've sold a handful of them, and this looks to be mid to late 20th century, so I doubt I'll be able to figure out who made it, but seeing that it is so well made, I got it for $3.39. I should be able to sell this in the, I don't know, probably price around 50 to 75 bucks and see if it sells. But cool little piece of pottery there. Next thing here, this is actually crystal or glass. It's orifers, and you can tell all orifers stuff, like especially this is more like mid-century, where it's actually all etched in the bottom, so it's signed, and then it has like a number, and then there are initials for, you know, who the artist that made it and everything. That's a pretty good indicator that was a mid-century orifers piece, which is out of Sweden, and just has this little girl here, and then stars and a moon on the other side. So when you're looking at it this way, it looks like these are in the background, which is kind of cool. It's in really good condition. Usually with pieces like this, the top has like chips or something. I notice that a lot. Anytime I see, you know, an older piece of crystal like this, like a vase, there's always like little nicks or stuff around the top. But this one is free of all of that. It's just a tiny nick down here at the bottom. But this is only $3.99 at a Savers, and I picked it up. I should be able to sell this for 40 or 50 bucks, just because it is kind, I mean, it's nothing crazy special or whatever, but it's still a really nice piece. It does have a little bit of scuff here, but still a good buy for $4. So the last piece of pottery I'm going to show you, and I don't know why I found so much pottery lately, but usually I've been trying to not buy pottery. I don't know the artist, but unless looks older or it's just super unique, and all of this stuff kind of fits that bill. So this is a mid-century stoneware piece, and it's kind of hard to see, but there are these green markings all around it. They almost look like Chinese or Japanese symbols or writing, but I'm not sure. It's just because it's really hard to read, obviously, going in a circle. It's marked on the bottom, though, and that would definitely be some sort of artist mark, not like a student or something, but it's just an A in a circle, and it's well made. I got this for, I think it was like $4.99 at a Savers, and I haven't been able to figure out who did this yet, whose mark this is. There was a well-known potter, Richard Arney or something, but his mark, he was a Cleveland potter, and his mark did have an A with these circles around it, but the A is more like kind of like a calligraphy, nicer looking than just this block. So I don't know, maybe if this was like a real early piece of his or something, but that's my best guess. But either way, just given the age and how well it's made too, I'll probably price this, if I can't figure out who it is, around $50. So this is kind of a weird thing that I found. I found this at the local Goodwill I frequent, and I got it for $5.19. And the funny thing, when I saw this is metal or pewter or whatever, but when I saw this face, it reminded me of a pendant that I bought at a thrift store that was done by Donald Drum, who was like, I think out of the Akron area. He made jewelry and all sorts of stuff. But the face was like the same thing. It was like a pendant, like a moon, but it had this kind of strange face. And this was actually done by his wife, Lisa. Still has the original tags here. It's copyright 1975, which is crazy that it still has the old tag. It's titled Motherhood. Here it's written out, so everything's still here, and it's all just a handmade kind of folk art thing that's meant to be hung on the wall. There's like a metal hook back here, and then real hefty zipper, and then when you look inside of here, there's these little doll babies that are inside. So kind of a strange piece, but I did look these up online, and I saw another one listed for like $200 or something. So seeing that this is in such good condition, and it's, was made in copyright in 75, probably fairly rare, and especially with the tag still attached. So I'll probably price it around $200 and see if it sells. And if not, obviously I have no problem coming down a bit. So I got a couple pieces of art I'm going to show too that I found. First one here, just a small little oil painting on canvas, mid to late 20th century. And I got this at Savers. Still its price tag, $5.99. And it's, I don't know, sort of impressionist, I guess, of this little boat on the water. And I just thought it was kind of cool. I have not figured out who the artist is because I can't read this. I've tried a couple different searches, but haven't found anything that match. But either way, I could sell this without finding. I could list this for like $50 and still be able to sell it. Pretty sure. So kind of a cool little colorful boat painting here. So next I found 3 of these at a Goodwill for $6.19 each. And they're all similarly framed and matted. And these are all very old, mid-1800s, hand-colored lithographs of this French kind of fashion, different women's fashion stuff. So I think 2 of these were done by, it's Comte Calix. That's what it was signed. And then the other one was done by Jules David or David Jules or something. I'll have to check it in a sec. But I checked all these out with a little microscope and stuff. So they're all original, like hand-colored lithographs, old, in older style frames and stuff. And these actually obviously have been reprinted over time, but the original old ones like these sell for a decent amount of money. So I'm going to price each one of these out around $125 probably on my Etsy store. So here's the first one. Here's the second one. This one was the one by Jules David. And then it just has all the information. They're all French. So it's written in French, so I have no idea what it says. And then the last one, which is pretty similar to the first one I showed you. But really good find. Somebody just must have had these in their closet or something and donated them. So hopefully I can sell these for $125 each. So here's the last thing I'm going to show you today. And I got this actually at a Salvation Army for around $8. And initially when I saw it, I noticed just the frame. It's an older frame, but it was pretty hefty, and the glass has that kind of anti-glare-ness to it, you can see. And there's actually, you can see the reflection of like the graphite from a pencil like in this. And I have no clue how this was made, if this was some sort of like relief thing where they scratched off like the white parts and then used pencil to color some of this other. It just kind of stumped me. I don't really know how this is made yet. I'm going to post this and see if somebody can give me some insight on, what exactly this is called or is. I haven't run into something like this before. But on the back, what also piqued my attention, there's a gallery sticker from Baltimore, Maryland, but then it says John either Early or Erdy in 1850 on the back. Imagining that is who made this, so it's very old. But I'd like to know more about this. I would have no clue what the price. I tried searching the guy's name and I didn't come up with anything. Who knows? This is definitely something I need to get some help on. But I thought it was real cool for $8. So those are my treasures from the past week or so. I got some more artwork that I'm going to show you too, but it'll be easier to move the camera over to the wall and show you that way because some of the pieces are a little bit larger. I also have a handful of awesome stuff that I got at auction. A couple pieces that, are just amazing, and one mystery piece that I got that I have no idea what I'm going to do with yet. So watch out for that video. Maybe someone can give me some insight on what to do with this painting that I bought. Well, if you enjoyed the content and have any questions for me, leave them below. And if you do me a big favor, and if you haven't subscribed yet, please do that and hit that like button. It helps me out immensely. And also share my channel with anybody that you might think would enjoy the content or that likes to go out thrifting and wants to learn a little bit more. I'd really appreciate that also. So I've already got a couple other videos in the queue, so look out for those. As always, I appreciate all of you tuning in. And if you get out there treasure hunting or to any estate sales, it's almost garage sale season 2. It's getting right here. So I hope you all can find some awesome treasures.